with Greg Jennings. We're going viral, Greg. Andy Reid made a great case for the Hall of Fame when his Chiefs took down the Niners in the Super Bowl. Check this out.
I forgot that happened.
Did you? The Hall already has Andy's hat, his jacket, his shoes, all from Miami. Nick, how about your guy, Andy?
Oh,
the black Air Force One.
Oh, my guy's rocking the
Air Force One.
Oh, that's dope. That is... I didn't realize Andy was an Air Forces guy. That's dope.
That's pretty smooth, though.
Oh, yeah. He got a little swag to him, and he walks into the Hall of Fame now.
Oh, he was already going to be in. He was already going to be in. He was a
But now there's zero question.
There's no question.
No, now he is, I believe you would argue, after Belichick, best coach of the 2000s. I think he's got more wins than anybody else. He's got the Super Bowl now. I know Coughlin's got the 2 Super Bowls, but I don't think I think Andy's a better coach and has had more impact on the game, his coaching tree, the impact of offenses, and clearly more stylish than Tom Coughlin as well.
Talking about stylish, you think he has crease protector in those Air Forces?
You got too much money, man. They get creases, buy some new ones. Come on. I mean, Greg's got a whole boatload of kids. He's frugal.
So you don't get crease in your sneakers?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Didn't even know that thing existed. You guys are weird. Moving on to Tom Brady's future now. For weeks, Brady has been linked to the LA Chargers. Yesterday, Chargers head coach Anthony Lynn was asked if he wants a mobile quarterback now that Phillip Rivers is gone. Listen to what he had to say.
I prefer a winning quarterback. You don't have to be mobile. I believe that guy in New England won a lot. He's not very mobile.
All right, what do you think, Nick? I know you've been on this corner for a long time, earlier than probably almost anyone. You like the fit, Brady to the Chargers? Has you wavered at all?
No, this is... And by the way, Tyrod Taylor's a fine option. I think Tyrod Taylor was a good-ish quarterback in Buffalo, and we'll see how he's developed if they don't get Tom, if they don't do something else. But this has always made the most sense. Tom Brady's from California. Granted, Northern California, not Southern California, but he's still from the West Coast. The Chargers have elite talent on this football team. They've got, I think, a guy who is already one of the 10 best defensive players in football, and I'm not talking about Joey Bosa. I'm talking about Derwin James. And then another guy who might be one of the 10 best defensive players in football in Joey Bosa, go along with Melvin Ingram. That's on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, you have freak athlete Mike Williams. You have Keenan Allen, who's one of the more underrated guys at his position in the league. As far as, we don't know who they're bringing back, but Hunter Henry, Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler. If Russell Okung comes back healthy, you've got a left tackle. What they needed last year was a quarterback who was not repeatedly throwing the ball to the other team. And for all my criticisms of Tom Brady, and despite his season ending on a pick-6, he's not a turnover-prone quarterback. He's quite the opposite. He'll throw the ball away. He will throw it in the dirt. He's not going to turn the ball over. So to me, it's always been the Chargers as the favorite, not Tampa, not Indy, not Tennessee. So to me, it's always made the most sense, Greg, and that's where I see him landing.
It makes sense when you talk about it like that, as far as a place where Tom Brady can go and he can be inserted, and then they have potential to be a Super Bowl contending team. However, you look in that division, and who's in that division?
Let me think. The Raiders? You talking about them?
The Raiders.
The Raiders, the Broncos.
Your guy.
The Chiefs. Yeah,
the Chiefs.
That's
the
right.
reigning Super Bowl champs.
I forgot.
So the road to success is not going to be easy. But just focusing on that situation, again, it goes back to culture. Everyone can say and feel and believe that a place is a right fit. But if the mentality of those guys in that locker room, those guys haven't won. They are hungry, they want to win, but they would have to learn how to win. Maybe Brady can be that X factor and get them over the hump, but maybe it's too late. The style of play that they like to play with throwing the ball down the field, they do run a lot of crossing routes. That bodes well for what Brady can do, and not having him stand in that pocket and wait for those guys to create separation and get open down the field. That works out. But if you're just depending on Tom Brady to step in and say, oh, this is a Super Bowl bound team.
You don't think?
I don't think that this
I don't
is
think
Peyton
so either.
Manning and Denver Broncos.
I don't think
all
so
over.
either. But I also think the Chargers have other factors at play, like having anyone in the city of Los Angeles care about them, like selling tickets to that new stadium that they are the co-tenants of the Rams with. And there's one other element of this that I think is totally fair to bring up. All three of us on this set are married to powerful, successful women. And all three of us could not just say, hey, guess what? We're moving. It is right? You couldn't. It would have to be a mutual decision. Greg, I know you couldn't. It would have to be a mutual decision. I sure as hell could not. It has to be a mutual decision, and we have to take into account how the move would affect our spouses. Tom Brady's wife is as successful in her field as he is in his. Tom Brady's wife is as big of a contributor to the family's overall finances as he is to their overall finances. Tom Brady's wife has been publicly saying, I mean, I'm not getting in his business because she's done this on television, that she's wanted Tom to retire for a number of years. If he's going to sell her on, not only am I not retiring, but we're moving, because I don't buy this idea that he's just going to go away from the family for 6 months. That's not the person I saw in Tom versus Time. Doesn't appear. Then he has to be able to sell her on a city that their kids are familiar with, kids might have friends at, they have a home at, that she can do her business at without having to get on a private plane. That ain't Nashville. That ain't Indy. That ain't Tampa. It's maybe Miami, but then you're in you can't win. Or it's the Chargers in LA where they've got a home and where she can do her work. I think that's a big factor here.
Why do you trust that Tom Brady could be successful in LA? Yes, he might have more weapons, but not nearly the coach that he would have in New England. And he won't be, and he can't be, and he's no longer going to be successful in New England.
I don't think Tom Brady is going to be a championship quarterback anywhere he goes. I don't think Tom Brady believes that, though. And so if you're looking at the team, the Chargers have more talent than New England does, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. And so I don't think, if I were running a team and ticket sales and popularity didn't matter at all, Greg, I would never give Tom Brady $30 million a year. But there are guys running teams that have a different opinion of him than I do. And there are guys running teams that say winning is one of the factors in me keeping my job. But if we sell out our new stadium, because I nailed the acquiring Tom Brady, that's probably an easier way for me to keep my job.
I mean, that for me is the #1 reason why the Chargers would be all over this. Because they're in a market where they have to sell tickets. They're competing with
everyone,
and everything.
Of course, every sport.
Exactly. Not even every
beach
sport.
and Hollywood.
Yes, it's just Hollywood. And so you're competing with all things, and you want people to come and see what your product is. And with Tom Brady under helmet and on that field in your uniform, that kind of lures them to want to gain interest and pique their interest in the coming to watch.
As far as selling tickets, Tom Brady is a bigger draw for the city of Los Angeles than Patrick Mahomes would be. As far as actually moving the needle there. This Charger team was 12-4 2 years ago, and no one cared. No one cared the year they moved from San Diego. And so, and I understand they weren't in the new stadium yet, but since Peyton retired, he is without question the single biggest draw in the NFL. No matter what his level of play is, he's Tom bleeping Brady. And I think so for all those reasons, that's why, Jenna, for 5 months, I've been saying the Chargers, it's the family, it's the team need, it's the skill position, it's the city they're in, it's all of it. To me, it's the only place that makes sense.
The draw is what's going to be the hardest thing for Robert Kraft if they are going to go separate ways to let happen. The fact